Hello, very good morning. Welcome to the Mega News of 6 News coming to you live from our studios on the 10th Avenue Extension, Greater Estate, Nungwa, Adogon. My name is El Samuels. The news is also live across our social media handle on MBN 360. The headlines.
Mantse discharged after surviving accident in OT region. Interest rates fell sharply to 6.4%. Government exceeds target by 170%. On the international front, armed man killed after entering secured perimeter of Trump's resident, Secret Service says.
The Mantse Nitaki Teiko Chulu II has been discharged from the University of Ghana Medical Center after receiving treatment following a road accident in the OT region.
The traditional ruler was involved in an accident whilst returning to Accra from a private visit to the Yana in Tamale. The visit forms part of ongoing engagement among the traditional authorities aimed at strengthening unity and reinforcing bonds of mutual respect. Reports indicate that the Mantse sustained no major injuries whilst his driver was hospitalized for serious injuries. Medical officials at the UGMC confirmed that the Mantse is in stable condition and fit to resume his duties. The accident has drawn national attention, highlighting concerns over road safety for public figures and traditional authorities traveling across the country. The Mantse is expected to resume its official engagement in Accra in the coming days.
The Member of Parliament for Fuasi Ayirbi Kojo Opon Kruma has stated that the proposed 24-hour economy is achievable but must be driven by effective demand to success.
The 24-hour economy is one of the flagship policies of John Dramani Mahama's administration. The policy seeks to enable businesses to operate around the clock. After several debates in Parliament, the bill was passed and an authority was established to oversee its implementation. The former Information Minister questioned the economic basis for enforcing round-the-clock operations without sufficient consumer demand. GEOC announced that they were doing 24 hours. A few months later, the MD came back to say they are going to cut back on the 24-hour shift because it did not make economic sense to run 24 hours, he said. Mr. Opon stressed that whilst the concept is workable, it must be grounded in strong economic fundamentals.
Judicial Secretary Musa Ahmed says the judiciary has put in place a comprehensive system designed to tackle long-standing problems of case delays, one that combines the newly established specialized High Court division with afternoon courts to significantly reduce the workload on individual judges.
Ahmed providing the most detailed explanation yet of how the reforms introduced by the Chief Justice Paul Bafo-Boni will work in practice. At the heart of the new approach is a simple but significant shift, reducing the number of cases before any single judge. Ahmed explained that afternoon courts will play a key role in this, with cases redistributed from morning sections to afternoon court judges to ease the burden on their counterpart handling the morning docket, including those sitting in the specialized court. The old model, Ahmed argued, was a recipe for slowness. A judge juggling different subject matters across unrelated cases, from land dispute to financial crimes to cyber security, could not reasonably be accepted to deliver swift, focused decisions. The new model flips that logic entirely. Under the new reforms system, judges in specialized High Court divisions are assigned cases within a defined subject area. The specialized High Court division, formally established through a Chief Justice circular on February 5, 2026, covers corruption and public accountability, natural resources and galamsey, state asset recovery, and organized crime and security. The reforms comes amidst years of public frustration frustration about how long it takes Ghanaian courts to resolve high-profile cases, particularly those involving corruption. The Judicial Service is also revising the rules of courts expected to come into force by March 2026 alongside technological innovations to further enhance the delivery of justice.
On the business desk, interest rates fell sharply on the yield curve to record levels, signaling a further reduction in lending rates by banks that will stimulate economic growth.
The continued drop in interest rates is also good for the government as cost of borrowing will ease. According to the data from the Bank of Ghana, the yield on a 91-day bill fell by 215 basis points to 6.45%, and that of 182-day bill also declined to 8.18% from the previous 10.67%. Similarly, the yield on a 364-day bill eased by 86 basis points to 12.93%. Meanwhile, government once again recorded 170% oversubscription of treasury bills to the tune of 25.2 billion Ghana cedis. The treasury accepted about 11.40 billion Ghana cedis of the bid tendered. The target for the option was estimated at 9.32 billion cedis.
Now, away from the business desk, let's do some international stories where a man has been shot dead after entering secure perimeter of U.S. President Donald Trump's Mar-a-Lago residence in Florida, the Secret Service has said.
The man was carrying a shotgun and a fuel can when he was stopped and shot by Secret Service agents and a sheriff's deputy, authorities said. The incident occurred around 0130 ET, 0630 GMT on Sunday morning when the president was in Washington, D.C. The suspect has been named as Austin T. Martin of Cameron, North Carolina. According to BBC's U.S. partner CBS, his family has reported him missing on Saturday, CBS report. Officials are looking into whether he brought the gun along the driving route he took from North Carolina to Florida, according to CBS. Secret Service agents fired at him after they saw him unlawfully entering the secure perimeter early this morning, agency spokesperson Anthony Galemi posted on X.
So that brings us to the end, but before we wrap up, let's go for the weather and its update from the MBN Weather Center, brought to you in association with the Ghana Meteorological Agency. So welcome back now to the Weather Center, the weather and its update for the next 24 hours, the impactful weather update. In a summary, this morning, generally mist and fog patches will form in the early hours of the morning over the southern Ghana, whereas the northern sector experiences dry and hazy condition. It is expected that visibility range would deteriorate to between 700 meters to 8,000 meters. During the afternoon, dry and hazy sunshine of varying intensity will dominate most parts of the country with very minimal chance of rainfall activities. Temperatures for the next 24 hours, coast 25 degrees Celsius, maximum 32. Forest 24 minimum, maximum 36. Transition 20 minimum, 38 maximum. Northern 19 degrees Celsius, minimum, maximum 39 degrees. Due to the dry condition, the general public, especially in the transition belt and the northern sector, is strongly advised to handle naked fire flames with extreme caution to prevent fire outbreaks. And that's how we end the update from the Weather Center, brought to you in association with the MBN Weather Center, together with the Ghana Meteorological Agency. If there's any unforeseen changes in the weather patterns, we'll bring you some more of the update. Now, before we take leave of you, a recap of the stories that make headlines.
Mantse discharged after surviving accident in Oti region. Interest rates fell sharply to 6.4%. Government exceeds target by 170%. On the international front, armed man killed after entering secured perimeter of Trump's residence, Secret Service says.
Thank you for joining us for the Mega News at 6. For more news, log on to MBN 360. Up next is the sports and its updates. The news was live across our social media handle. My name is El Samuels. Good morning.